Hey, WheelSnipeSelly here. Welcome back. It is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Again, we're on the ES June contract. So here's our daily candle on the top left. So you can see we had Monday, real wicky, Tuesday, Wednesday. They were all kind of small-bodied candle saws, and anticipating more of a range today. So you can see we took out yesterday's previous day low, Monday's previous day low, and then also Friday's. So let's, we have the 4 hour right here. So actually, let's just go into the big chart. Let's do our 4 hour. So this week looks really messy to me. So we took out sell side here. So the Wednesday 6 a.m. low. We also took out the Monday 2 o'clock low. And then we took out Friday's 10 a.m. low. Coming into the day, I saw this volume imbalance that we, this fair value gap here, the 4 hour. So I was looking to retrace up into that. Let's go down to a 1 hour real quick. So let me flip to regular trading hours. So you could see that this was our opening range gap here, basically from 41.73 to 41.46. I'll have that outlined when we go down a little bit lower. But so that was the opening range gap that we were looking at. So initially since we had already taken out Monday's low, I was looking for this to push up in the morning. So I had my eye on this 4 hour fair value gap, and let's go down to a 15 minute. Okay, so here's midnight. We didn't even take out the Asian range high, so that was weakness here. And then London session, we sold off again. We've been doing that for the past few days now. Huge moves overnight. So we kind of came in, it consolidated for a bit. Let's go down to a 5 minute. So here's where we're really going to get into it. Okay, so you can see the 445 low. So this was taken out at 810. And let me pull over our three indices here. And so we're looking back here. So this is the S&T that I noted. So at 445, the NASDAQ did not make that lower low at 810, but ES did. Now, YM was kind of out of sync. So if we're looking at basically this low, it did make a lower low, but this wasn't that swing low as NASDAQ and ES had. So I just didn't even look at that. But if we look at right here, I tweeted out this morning that the indices were out of sync. So you can see here's our 930 equities open, and Dow is going down, ES and NASDAQ are going up. So those were out of sync for sure. That was creating some confusion. Now let's go to, we'll bring this back here in a second when we get into the trade. So I had this noted here. We had taken sell side. This was right at 8:10. I was kind of watching it. I started watching it right around 8:30. So I noticed that we had taken out sell side here. We kind of moved up. This price action wasn't very good. Let's go down to a 1 minute. Okay, so this is what I was looking at. So I kind of watched this in here. I had buy side noted at 41.53. So this opening hour there wasn't anything for me to do. I was just watching. Then right at 9:30, we went lower. We took out sell side here, and then we started pushing up. So then I still was looking at the indices, and I still really didn't see a whole lot. So let me go back to the 5 minute real quick. Here we are. So on the 5 minute, when we pushed up at 9:30, we created this 5 minute fair value gap. So my initial sight was on that. We have an order block here. And so this is, I was waiting for this to, trade down into here. I could have had like a limit set here, but since the indices were out of sync, I wasn't, I guess you can say I kind of took a little bit of a delayed entry. But so this is that 5 minute fair value gap here. And then we have our order block on the 5 minute. And then you can see here, this yellow line, this is our opening range gap. Again, let me flip it. So here, all the way up to here, right? So at 9:30, I was looking at all of this and really had my main focus on this 4 hour fair value gap here to at least trade up into the halfway point. And then if we were to reject lower at that point, that'd have been fine. But I was at least looking for some retracement. They saw it move down, this opened up, people were, probably trying to go short, and definitely got burned on that. So let's go back to the 1 minute. Okay, so here we are. So we came up and took this buy side, and then we started slowly kind of fading back. So I was waiting for the 10 o'clock, the 10 to 11. And we traded down into this 5 minute fair value gap. I didn't take this entry here. I was kind of watching the dollar and all of the indices. But right here, once at 10:01, we had an SMT with NASDAQ. Let me show that. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Okay. So right here, from 9:56 to 10:01, you can see ES made the lower low, NASDAQ made the higher high. The Dow also made a lower low. So here's our SMT here. This kind of gave me some extra confidence to go into that trade, as NASDAQ looked like it wanted to continue higher. So I was anticipating ES was just doing a stop run. And then I actually entered on the 30-second. So let's go down to the 30-second chart. So we traded down into this order block here. I have this outlined. We traded down into it once, twice. We had displacement up. We took out this down candle's opening price. That's a change in delivery. So we had our market structure shift here. My entry, let me put on my executions. It's not showing, but I'll show the screenshot after this, and then we'll look at I don't know why Trade8 does that, but sometimes it doesn't show my entries. So I always get a screenshot and they're all recorded. So I entered at the top of this 30-second fair value gap and just took 5 handles. It did go up to my buy side here, and then it kind of chopped around a little bit, pulled back. But yeah, so this was just my quick 5 handles. I didn't take any other trades for the rest of the day. But this kind of played out exactly how I wanted to. Minimal drawdown, and just stopped after that. So I got 2 trades in a day, or 2 trades, one yesterday, one today, 2 wins, no other trades. So I feel like the discipline part is doing a little bit better from the disaster on Tuesday. So yeah, this was that quick trade. Let's go back to the minute. I didn't really see anything throughout the rest of the day. So, I mean, this was real choppy action. I was watching during this time. Well, I was actually watching the whole day. And then it just kind of kept grinding up. And then what I was looking for, let's go to the 5 minute. So I had this noted here, this order block here. So I wanted to see how it reacted once we traded up in here. We had buy side. So buy side was taken. And then right around 2 o'clock, there was a macro that triggered, and it just puked. And I was watching. There wasn't a way to get in that. Not that I wanted to take it, but I was watching. There really wasn't a good entry. So even if you have this as like the market structure shift, it doesn't come up into this fair value gap. You could have maybe had an entry here, but we were trading into this 1 hour fair value gap. So I wasn't fully convinced that this was going to just give it up for the rest of the day. So I didn't take any other trades. You will see, so let's go back to the 5 minute. So once we took out this low, I was thinking that we had these other targets. And then I started looking at Friday sell side. So I was like, we could potentially come down and take this out. We came down, we tapped it. Like I said, I didn't get any of the short trade today, but just overall this week is pretty rough. So I'm going to take my 2 wins and be happy with that. If we go back to right around the last hour of trading, and I'll show this. I was watching this, and I initially had this buy side targeting. So we went out. We took, this is Friday's low, the 41.38. So we took Friday's low, and I can actually put this back on here. Right here, 41.38 on the left hand side. So this we took out Friday's low, and then I was waiting for. I had this outlined here. I'll kind of show that I was watching this, but it wasn't enough for me to take the trade. But it was nice to know that my draw on liquidity was correct on this if I were to take that. So going down into the 30-second, we came down. We took out this low here. We had to move up, and then we kind of chopped around. I didn't really like this in here. But then so if you guys trade this last hour, right at 1550, which is 350, there's the macro that kicks in. And this it'll go one way. So what I've been studying this is that I'm looking for what happens, which way it initially goes, right at 350, and then I look to see if there's an entry the other way, if it takes out some sort of liquidity. So it took this here, and then it kind of stopped right at this new week opening gap here. So I was anticipating it to go up. I think I had my buy side right here with the target. I'll show the last, it's like a 30-second clip of me just kind of watching this. And then this was my, I think this was my main target here. Yeah, put that back. This was my main target, and then this was like if it had the juice to keep going, which I didn't really expect it to go up here, but it ended up hitting that. So, but really there wasn't really an entry in here unless you bought on that spike down, which I don't know if I would do that. At least not at this point. But it just kind of grinded up. That was a 5-minute trade for over 10 handles, if anyone caught that. But so I was watching. But anyways, that'll wrap up this daily review. Let's go into the trade. All right, so here we are. This is the 9:30 opening. This is just a quick 30-second clip just to show this. So you can see we have this move up. I'm outlining the opening range gap. I think I posted a screenshot on Twitter as well. But just kind of watching this, I have SMT noted here. I got my 2 recent swing lows, the buy side and the sell side. And just kind of waiting for a setup here. So I have that fair value gap noted there. Higher, that 4-hour fair value gap higher with the smaller 15-minute and 5-minute fair value gaps in there. So flipping over to the NASDAQ and back to the ES. So here is where I'm watching for this trade here. So I have my trade placed we're right within the 10 o'clock time. We have the SMT and we're tagged in. And so we have, our market structure shift, our order block there. We have a 5-minute fair value gap, and then that 30-second, that's what I entered in on. And then just 5 1/4 handle. And you can see, looking at the 15-minute there, and just kind of outlining that the lower, there is a lower 5-minute order block there. So my stop is below that. And just kind of framing that. And this is great movement. This was, that's definitely what you want to see. So that was a quick 5-handle move. And then I'm going to let this play out, that this does eventually hit the that buy side at 41.57. So, and then right now we're back at 1,026 out of the 3,000. So we're back at a third of the way through the challenge. And then this should tag the buy side here shortly. Just noting volume imbalance right there, and then it's tagged. Perfect. Okay, let's. This is the last hour of trading, condensed down to like 30 seconds. So we're right in we're at 5:12, 5:15. So we made the low. I had an alert come off or go off, so I started watching. I was waiting for it to take out sell side here. And then so I was anticipating a little bit more of a push through. So there's that bigger push. Like I said, I wasn't really, I didn't really want to trade any of this. I had my 1 win for the day, so I kind of stuck to it. And then so there's that fair value gap that it traded down into. And then watch right at 350, it'll spike down right there. And then the algorithm reprices higher. So it hit the one target and then hit that second target. And we will go into the account review next. All right, so here we are, Topstep Dashboard, plus 257.92. And let's show the whole time here. So we're starting to trend up again. I like that. We're at 1,027.02 cents out of the 3,000, so a third of the way. We have just the one trade today. And yeah, that's for that 4-minute trade. Let's go into the trade log. So here's our one entry for the day. Entry at 10:04, ES long, AM session, 257.92. We had sell stops taken, the 10 to 11 silver bullet time frame, SMT order block, fair value gap, displacement, market structure shift on the 30-second time frame. A rated trade, 5-minute, 3/4 of a handle drawdown. And then let's go to the screenshot. I know it didn't show on trading view, but there are the executions there. Entry right at that 30-second fair value gap, and then sold at 5 1/4 handle. So for the week right now, I might be done trading for the week. So we're up we're up about 400 for the week. So we had minus 106 plus 878, and then this is about 500. So 500 the past 2 days, and then we were down 100 on Monday. So yeah, so overall it's going, this week has been a little bit better of a week minus the Tuesday, but maybe that's something that I needed. So we have news at 9:45 tomorrow. And so that's about it. So we'll kind of see how London goes tonight. And then, yeah, we'll check back in if we take another trade. Thanks for watching.